Hello everyone, how are you? Hey, you know what happened on the Elimination Chamber 2023. I watched it with my good friends Joey, Daniel, and Chris. Uh, Christopher's son Malcolm, he tried his best to watch the whole pay-per-view, but the poor guy fell asleep like after the second match. Um, we didn't watch the pre-show. The pre-show used to be fun to watch for a straight hour when he had like a match or two on it. But lately, it's like ever since last year's WrestleMania, they just all straight 1 hour talking. So we don't watch the pre-shows no more because it's not exciting to watch. Let's get into it. I personally thought the pay-per-view was 50-50. The rest of them thought it was like they was good. Some matches were good, some matches were bad. One of the matches I thought was bad, they kind of thought was good. Vice versa. We all had different opinion, which I like. So we all have different aspects of the wrestling war on WWE, what we like, what we don't like, dislikes, and all that. It's cool to see how we intermix with each other. Like, for instance, I'm a Corbin fan. Joey hates Corbin. Christopher likes Corbin, but doesn't want to admit it. Because he's afraid Joey's going to keep start picking on him, but liking Baron Corbin. I know there's hundreds of people out there. There's got to be millions of Corbin fans out there. We just have to find them. That's the only thing. Maybe do like a Baron Corbin convention fan or arena, just showcase the best of Baron Corbin. That place be packed, sold out with tickets within minutes. Now on to pay per view. So there, got a little off topic. I apologize. Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, the third match between these guys, rubber match. I loved how it ended in a disqualification right early on. Bobby Lashley applied the Master Lock submission. Brock low blowed him to get free. Brock, however, did something he wasn't supposed to do. He was only supposed to F5 the referee once. He did it twice, and then he F5 Bobby Lashley for the announce table. Hopefully he gets some kind of punishment for F5 in that referee a second time when he wasn't supposed to, instead of just getting a slap on the back from Vince McMahon. And it's been announced Vince McMahon is in control of creative for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar only, folks. He has the final say what happens to those two people. So good God almighty, I'm scared for WrestleMania with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes now. Speaking of Roman Reigns, he took on Sami Zayn for the Universal Championship. Even though all the way up to the pay-per-view they kept talking was for the Universal title, and at the pay-per-view they announced it for both titles. It made no sense. First 15 minutes, we timed it. They just stared at each other. And the crowd was like super hot for Sami Zayn. They were chanting for him. They were chanting, I can't tell you what they were chanting, bro. Roman Reigns. Something might get in trouble. Roman Reigns, every time Sami started coming off like on the top rope, running at him, Roman uppercut him, knock him down. Superman punch. Superman punch. He did the running drive-by outside the ring. Then he went to do that running spear outside the ring where Paul Heyman was blocking his path so Roman couldn't get the speed going. And Paul Heyman was like, oh shit, sorry. Moved out of the way. That was a funny moment. Roman speared himself at the barricade because Sami moved out in the nick of time. Sami rolled Roman to the ring, got a 2.5 count. And Sami Zayn started whooping Roman's ass. Like, he did 2 awesome, amazing clotheslines coming off the ropes. He did the blue thunder bomb, 2 Alua kicks, 2 overhead explosive suplexes in the corner. And like, he was just kicking Roman's ass. But Roman kept kicking out before 3. Suddenly, Roman backed Sami into the corner. Referee got hit in the corner twice, so the referee went down. That allowed Jimmy Uso to run out. He wasn't even supposed to be there, but he came out. Super kick poor Sami 3 times in a row. Then hit the Uso splash off the top rope. Then he put Roman on top of Sami. Other referee ran out. Sami kicked out in the nick of time. Then Roman Reigns Superman punched that referee because Sami started kicking his ass again. So then Jey Uso appeared and stopped Roman Reigns from using a steel chair to Sami. Then he offered the steel chair like the same way he did to Sami at the Royal Rumble to Jey. Jey did not hit Sami with the chair, folks, but he also did not hit Roman Reigns. He's still conflicted over what to do. Well, clear as day, Roman Reigns pie-faced Jey twice, talked trash to him, downgraded him. Jay's got to realize Roman doesn't like him no more. Roman's just using him and Jimmy in order to keep his titles. Sami accidentally speared Jey Uso because he was going for Roman Reigns. And then Sammy turned around, Roman, bam, spear, bashed his back with a steel chair a few times, then pinned him. 1, 2, 3, match over. Roman Reigns retained. The fans went dead quiet in the audience. People started getting up and leaving because this was the main event. They started chanting, "This is bullshit." I totally agree. We all did. Sami Zayn is an amazing talent on the mic. His personality, his persona. Every persona gimmick they give him to do, he always does it A+ effort every time. He should have won the title cleanly. He should have won it. Not by that way. And now they're saying they're going to give Sami and Kevin Owens the tag team title shot against the Usos WrestleMania. They've been building that up for almost a year now. I was looking forward to that, but then Sami got huge over Roman Reigns, right? The whole thing Roman. So now if you think about it, Sami is downgraded to teaming up with Kevin Owens against the Usos for the tag team titles. If I was Sami, I would think I don't want that as a constellation prize. I want to beat Roman for the title. Maybe Sami get added to the WrestleMania and make it a triple threat. Roman Reigns keeps talking about how you can defeat everybody at WrestleMania. Have him defend both titles one night on each show. Have him lose each titles one night. That would be huge. Mixed tag match. Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio ringside because Damian Priest was getting prepared to wrestle in the chamber. Took on Edge and Beth Phoenix. This is the match. The rest of them fought was a good match. I hated it. Honestly, to me, it was so predictable seeing what was going to happen every moment in that match. And honestly, it should have been a one-on-one women's match between Beth Phoenix and Rhea Ripley because Edge and Finn Balor did nothing the whole match, hardly at all. And Rhea Ripley was just basically used like a punching bag. She got a few good moves in on Beth, but it was like 95% of the offense was all Beth Phoenix. Like she slammed her outside. At one point, Rhea lose the brass knuckles. The other person kicked out in the nick of time. Edge ended up winning the match for his team when he speared Finn Balor, who was taking too long to go for the running drop kick out of the corner. Usually when he does that move, he does it just like that. But when he stood in that corner and started posing and all that, I'm like, Edge is going to spear him. Sure enough, easy to tell Edge speared him for the 1, 2, 3. Thankfully, Rhea Ripley did not take the pin, but she should have done a lot better. Should have had a lot more offense against Beth Phoenix than she did. Because to me, it made her look like she's weak. And she's going into WrestleMania to fight Charlotte Flair, which is a lose-lose situation for her. How could Charlotte take her seriously after watching that match with her and Beth Phoenix? Beth Phoenix did not need all that offense. She didn't at all for being a part-timer. Now, into the chamber matches. Let's talk about the women's chamber match. Asuka, Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez, Nikki Cross, Natalya, and the sexy hot Carmella. Those 6 women entered the chamber. This is the first time Raquel Gonzalez has ever entered the Elimination Chamber, so she had butterflies in her stomach. The winner will go on to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, probably night 1, for the Raw Women's Championship. The chamber started off with Liv Morgan and Natalya as the first 2 people inside the chamber. And man, within the first 5 minutes, they destroyed each other. Liv Morgan, I don't know how many times she always whipped Natalya into the chain link fence. Then Natalya 3 times drove the back of Liv Morgan's head into the plexiglass. Oh, that looked nasty. Then, Raquel Gonzalez entered. She was the first one out of the chamber. That 5-minute performance for her was just terrible shit, honestly. It was just garbage. She tried to do more moves, like her 5 moves of doom. You can't do those 5 moves of doom all the time in a chamber. It ain't going to work. So then, Nikki Cross entered. She was the second one out of the chamber. She cleaned house. She got all 3 women and left the corners and hit the running forearm like multiple times on all of them. She jumped off top of a chamber pod, knocking down all 3 women with her crossbody, which just so happened to get everybody in position for Carmella, who entered next. And every time I notice this with Carmella, every time they do that, when they have all the women in position for a pin, Carmella enters a match. She runs in and started pinning everybody, but everybody started kicking out. So she got mad, then she started running back into a chamber pod. So Natalya and then Morgan got her outside that chamber, beat the crap out of her inside the chamber, actually. Bashed her face in I don't know how many times into the plexiglass. They made Carmella pay for trying to hide inside the chamber pod. Asuka entered last. and she was on fire. Like, she delivered her palm spinning back fist strikes onto Liv Morgan. She delivered one hell of a spin kick, knocking down Raquel Gonzalez. Nikki Cross was the first one of gone in the chamber. I didn't like that because every match, like the Royal Rumble, a Battle Royal, a Gauntlet match, Nikki's always the first one eliminated, 9 times out of 10. Raquel Gonzalez grabbed a hold of Nikki and rammed her into the chamber pause, smashing her way through it. Then she pulled her out, rolled her in the ring, and pinned her. That's how Nikki Cross was eliminated. Now, Liv Morgan. This was cool. Raquel Gonzalez, this wasn't cool. That's not a part. No, I'm sorry. Raquel Gonzalez got up on the top rope and waited 5 minutes. Waited. Kept looking around like this. Like who's supposed to hit her? Liv Morgan came off top of a chamber pause, sunset flip, powerbomb Raquel Gonzalez. That was awesome. We just didn't like the fact all of us agreed that Raquel Gonzalez waited for it. That was lame. Then suddenly Natalya knocked down Liv Morgan, applied the sharpshooter. Liv refused to tap out. She kept trying to get to the ropes for a rope break, which would do her no good inside the chamber. Then Asuka applied this new submission hold she does. Liv Morgan could not say I quit. She passed out. Referee called for that elimination, so Liv was the second one eliminated. And suddenly, Natalya put Asuka in the sharpshooter and come out and smoked her right in the face with a super kick. That was awesome. Eliminated Natalya. Then Raquel Gonzalez got up, knocked down both women with a double team clothesline, fall away slams on both of them. And then Asuka and Carmella started hitting her with kick strikes, one after the other. I don't know, like maybe 10 kick strikes to deliver to her. And then they pawed on top of her and pinned her at the same time to eliminate Raquel Gonzalez. Then Asuka quickly tossed Carmella onto the ground and applied that new arm submission hold. Carmella screamed. She quit it. Asuka is your winner. She's going on to face Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. I honestly was hoping for anybody to win the chamber except for Raquel Gonzalez, so I was happy for that outcome. Now, the Man's Chamber. The United States Championship. First time ever the United States title has been defended inside this chamber. Now, the only sets of titles left that has never been defended inside the chamber are the Raw Tag Team titles. So hopefully next year we get that. Austin Theory defended against Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, and Montez Ford. Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins started off the chamber. They spent the first 5 minutes doing pinfall exchanges after the other, but now couldn't get a free count. Then Austin Theory came out. Then he decided, I don't want to fight these two guys, so he snuck back inside his chamber pod. Well, Gargano's trying to force the door open. The other side of the pod was open. Austin Theory didn't notice that. Seth Rollins walked in. Started just smacking right into his face with punches. Like, I forget how many punches. I lost count. Between Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins, they punched Austin Theory's lights out I don't know how many times. That poor guy was stuck in that chamber pod for a few minutes. He must have been seeing stars. Damian Priest entered next. He got out. He just cleaned house. Like, Falcon Arrow to Seth Rollins. He picked up Johnny Gargano and threw him into the chamber wall. He just roundhouse kicked Austin Theory's head right off his shoulders almost. He was on fire. Hit that running corkscrew he does in the corner. Then he big booted somebody down. Then I forget who it was he did this to, but he picked up one of them and cannonballed him into the plexiglass. I forget who it was he did that to. Bronson Reed entered, folks. He got out. Everybody's like, oh shit, the big guy's in here now. He's the 5th one into the chamber. He destroyed everybody. He stuck Damian Priest up beside the chamber pod, ran and just sandwiched him in between the pod and the plexiglass. And just Damian's face, like when he slid off the glass, was awesome. He picked up Seth Rollins and Johnny Gargano to Bronson Reed twice. Picked up both guys for a double team Samoan drop and a double team power slam. Austin Theory ran at him. Bronson Reed just stood there and he just basically hit a brick wall. Then he got up on the top rope and delivered a top rope diving shoulder tackle, knocking down Theory. Montez Ford entered. He was the last one to enter the chamber. Now, people online are giving praise for Montez Ford's performance in the chamber. I honestly thought he did the least amount in the chamber. But he has to hold the record for something, folks. Remember X-Pac and DX when they used to do like the DX suck it chant, chop Jester. Montez Ford must hold the record for the most times doing it in a singles match in WWE history now, because that's all he did all match. He did a couple cool moves, like he climbed on top of the chamber, hung up there like Spider-Man, and dove down onto everybody. He dove off the top rope and splashed someone onto the chamber mat there below. He dove off top of a chamber pod. That's basically all he did. That was memorable. The rest of the performance, he just run around doing the DX thing. That was it. Bronson Reed was the first one eliminated. Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, and Montez Ford delivered 5 super kicks back-to-back to Bronson Reed. Then 2 more. 7 super kicks in total it took to knock Bronson Reed down. Then Seth Rollins curb stomped Bronson. Montez Ford dove off the top of the chamber pod with a frog splash. They all piled on top of Bronson Reed to get eliminate him. He was the first one gone. Damian Priest then eliminated Johnny Gargano with an awesome Razor's Edge outside of the chamber into the ring on Johnny Gargano. Eliminated that poor guy. But before Gargano got eliminated, he did something cool. Him and Seth were on top of the chamber pod fighting each other. Seth went to powerbomb Johnny Gargano off the chamber pod, and Gargano flipped in mid-air into her Corona. That was awesome. Then Gargano was eliminated with Razor's Edge. Damian Priest was the next one eliminated. I apologize. I can't remember who eliminated Damian Priest, but someone eliminated him. Then Seth Rollins curb stomped Montez Ford. Austin Theory just skittered around like Dexter Lumis style and pinned Montez, eliminated him. So the final 2 were Theory and Seth Rollins. But the outcome of the match, you could tell something huge was happening, because the chamber door always opens when someone gets eliminated, right? Well, Montez Ford was selling an injury, but he's fine. It was just storyline-wise. And as he was being helped up and helped outside the chamber, we're like thinking, who the hell is coming out? Someone's going to come out. We were thinking maybe it's going to be Daniel Dawkins coming out, attack Montez Ford for his performance in the chamber and losing, or he was going to go after Seth Rollins, Austin Theory for eliminating him. But it was Logan Paul. He ran in, buckshot lyric, clothesline like Adam Page does in AEW to Seth Rollins. Then he curb stomped Seth Rollins. Then he left the chamber and allowed Austin Theory to pick up Seth Rollins, deliver A-Town down. Austin Theory remains the United States Champion. I cannot wait to see Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Those two are going to be an amazing show. At the press conference after the pay-per-view, Austin Theory issued an open challenge to anyone tonight on Monday Night Raw to face him for the United States title. Now, at the press conference, someone accepted that challenge. It was Rated R Superstar Edge. Edge has admitted he's going to retire in August. He's like 90% sure he is. His body can't take it no more, he's saying, which is true. But he wants to go out a champion. And honestly, throughout all of Edge's career, he's maybe held the United States Championship maybe once or never. I can't remember for sure. So that'd be cool for him to go out as the United States Champion. But John Cena is supposed to face Austin Theory at WrestleMania for the title. So I'm thinking you might see Judgment Day screw over Edge tonight on Raw to cost him the title. Or Austin Theory's going to somehow pin Edge by a miracle to keep the title. I hope it isn't Judgment Day, because I want this whole feud with Judgment Day and Edge to be done with. It should have been done back in Extreme Rules in April when it was done and over. Now it's happening still. Or maybe Edge will win his United States Championship for the very first time over the second time throughout his career. And then at WrestleMania, they can have Austin Theory, John Cena, Edge, and Triple Threat. That'd be a cool match to see. And like Austin Theory maybe win it back between both Hall of Famers there. Cena's not technically in the Hall of Fame, but he will be soon. There you have it, folks. Let me know below what you thought of the Elimination Chamber. Who you thought did the best performances inside the chamber. Me, it has to be Liv Morgan and Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins. That's and Asuka. They did the best in the chamber matches I thought. Yeah, let me know below who you thought did best in the chamber matches. Were you happy with the outcome of the matches? Were you as pissed off as we were that Sami Zayn lost to Roman Reigns? Or were you happy Roman kept the title? Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.